Hello? Yeah, I'll be right there.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Jersey Girl Podcast. I'm Madison, your host, and this podcast is all about doing what you love, following your passions, and highlighting female-founded businesses and side hustles. We do have a couple of Jersey guys who come on, but mostly it's all female. I'm so excited for today's episode because we are going to be sitting down and chatting about college, four-year schools, and universities. Disclaimer, I'm not saying not to go to a four-year school. I'm not dissing on four-year schools. I have a lot of friends who are in four-year schools, and I'm so happy for them. This is just an episode for people who are like-minded to me and just need that and just need to hear from someone who's doing it. I think when I was figuring out what I wanted to do and I knew school wasn't for me, I always wanted someone to go to. I was trying to find like YouTube videos. I was trying to find podcasts, whatever, about not going to a four-year school. And there's not a lot of people out there talking about it. And all you hear is like these big CEOs like, yeah, I didn't go to college and now I'm like making millions. You never get the background about like the mindset and like the setbacks and the positives, the cons and all of that. So I genuinely think this is going to be a good episode and one that I feel like I hope a lot of people can resonate and even just get advice from, or even if you are going to four-year school and you're just listening to listen, welcome. And yeah, I don't even know like exactly where to start. I'm honestly just gonna go unprepared and just talk about this because I feel like, as I said, when I was looking into colleges, I did not know what I wanted to do until my second half, my sophomore year of high school was when I kind of figured out that I didn't think college and a four-year school was going to be for me. I've never really been a school person. It doesn't stimulate the creative part of my brain. I never really got into school. Like I did well. I did what I could. I got good. I'd say I got decent grades, but it was never something that really motivated me and something I wanted to do. A lot of my friends did extracurriculars. They got different awards, scholarships, and all this different stuff. And that for me was never something I wanted interest in. I didn't do extracurriculars in high school. I started working right when I got my working papers and started working immediately. And for me, that really filled my cup. It really made me happy. It satisfied me. It wasn't something I was upset about. But then obviously as the years went on, it kind of was something that I looked down on myself for, was not having the same values as my friends. I didn't care about getting into NHS. I cared about doing social media for the place I was working for or working on my podcast. And I know that that's not a bad thing. Everyone has different values and morals and different passions and goals. But I think it's hard when yours don't align with people around you. Um, and like I said, I'm very grateful for all the friends I have, and I love their path of their life for them. But I think it's also good to recognize that it's okay if if you and your friends' goals and paths in life don't align. I still see my friends all the time. I love them. We talk all the time. Like, not saying that ever ruins any friendships. It's just obviously like in general, sometimes it's hard when you're the outlier that isn't going to a four-year school. You're not going to a university and you're doing something different. And I think obviously I've been able to now surround myself with a great community. I have a great network of people who also are doing something similar, that kind of fuels that side of my friendships. And it's fun to have friends that are doing something similar. But I think it's very hard when you get to the peer pressure of, well, should I go to a four-year school? Should I go to a college? Like, I don't know exactly what I want to do. Maybe I should do this because everyone else is doing it. And I think around my junior year was when I was really starting to look at colleges. And I just was like, this isn't something I think I want to do. Like, I couldn't see myself living in a dorm. I couldn't see myself going to class and that being the only thing I do. Like, a school just doesn't like fuel me. And it's not something that, like, I need other stuff in my life to make sure that I'm like a well-rounded, happy person. Just because like I'm doing school, like I can't do school full time. That's not something that makes me a happy and healthy person. I need to have other jobs going on, other businesses going on to make myself happy and overall satisfied with my life. And I think trying to figure out what I wanted to do was really hard. Um, I didn't really want to stay at home. I didn't want to go to the county college near me. I wanted something different. So thankfully, I found Ocean County College, and I moved away for a year and got to go to that county college. And it's something different. Obviously, no one really moves counties to go to another county college. But I think for me, that was beneficial, was having that away from home experience, but still having a college that felt right for me. Ocean County College felt really right for me because, it was a county college. I was only going to be there for 2 years. I could go on to get my 4-year degree. There wasn't any pressure to get the 4-year degree, but I had that opportunity and that option. I got to move away from home, and I met some really awesome people, and I got to, make some friends, and it was definitely a really fun time. And I'm grateful that I found that county college because I needed that experience. Now I live at home again. I go to the county college near me, which is working for me right now in this time really well. I love like being home, and I love having friends that are home and being able to pursue my business endeavors while in school. So I think if you're in high school and you're just sitting here and you're like, I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to go to 4-year school? Do I not want to go to 4-year school? I say always take the county college route because A, it's cheaper, and B, you have a little bit extra wiggle room to figure it out. I knew going into county college, I wanted to graduate in 2 years. Like by the time I was senior year, I was like, I'm doing 2 years. I'm working my businesses, and that's it. I'm not going to 4-year school. I just know that like I cannot keep up with that workload. I don't want to keep up with the workload. School's not for me. But I think if you need a little extra wiggle room of like, okay, I don't know exactly what I want to do, don't know where I want to go, county college is really good. I think it gets like a bad rap or like a little bit of a stigma. I think that's breaking down a little bit now, but especially when I just felt like there was a little bit of a stigma around it. But if you feel like it's not exactly what you want to do, I think going the county college route is perfect because it gives you the 2 years. You can figure it out. You can still get your 4-year degree. And if you decide in those 2 years, you know what, I don't think I want to do that, you get your associates and you leave it there. Trust me, I don't love being in school. I sometimes wish I could just drop out, but I think getting at least an associate's degree is good. You have something to fall back on if you need it. And obviously, it looks better on a resume. Trust me, if my parents weren't like, get your associate's degree, I don't think I would have the motivation to stay in school. But like I said, school's good overall. I don't know, not something that I love, but you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to push through it. And I think another piece of advice I have is find like-minded people. It doesn't have to be someone who's going like the county college route, but find someone else who's in the same realm. Like for me, it's fun to find people online that are now my besties that we both have businesses. We both have, clothing brands, podcasts, because then you get to talk to them and you find that community and it gives you that sense of community. Because I feel like at county college, it's kind of hard to make friends. People are like in and out. So a lot of people work, they're just kind of there to get, it's like not as much of a community, I feel like, as when you're going to college. You have that first freshman year when everyone's looking for friends. I don't know. I just never, I made a lot of friends at OCC, but I feel like, especially, I don't know, I just, maybe because I'm also in and out, I don't know, but I think being able to find people on the internet that are now my besties, that sounds kind of weird, but people on the internet who have like-minded passions as me, or people when I go out and I see something a pop-up, I go up, I introduce myself. Oh, I have this brand, like, let's talk, let's get coffee. Because then you're still getting that community and that sense of purpose, but you're not just getting it in school. And I just know for me, it's not like school just doesn't fulfill me. So I think finding the avenues and being able to work on my businesses while in school is good. It's a good, like, I just think county college is good because it's not as like, you don't need to be putting as much energy as a 4-year school because the classes are sometimes a little easier, maybe a little lighter. You can choose the workload. Um, and it's good to still be, you're getting an education, but you're also able to work on your businesses. So for me, it just felt right to go to the county college. It was very hard on like this, like there's a lot of moments when it was really hard for me, like decision day. I was almost not going to go because I'm like, I'm going to like a county college. Like I just don't feel like I need to, go show up. Like what's like, what am I going to wear? And I think being able to be happy with your decision and being able to be proud of your decision was really like hard, at least for me to do, because I still get kind of not embarrassed. I just get kind of like, it's not the unique path what I'm doing. A lot of people are in county college, but they're going to go get their 4-year degree. And I get, I don't know. I just think sometimes it's hard for me to be proud of where I go to school. It's hard for me to be excited to get my degree because it's not like, it's not like a 4-year school where you're at Penn State and you're like, it's like your whole, not whole personality, but it's like you're going to Penn State, you're going to go celebrate the games, you're going out to the football games, you have friends, maybe you're in a sorority, like it becomes your entire life. And I feel like when a lot of your friends or people are doing that and that has become their um I mean, rightfully so, like that they're going to college, so that obviously becomes a lot of topic of conversation, or that becomes something that obviously consumes them. It's a little difficult to then not have that. I don't regret my decision. I'm very happy with my decision, but I think being able to notice and recognize, like, it's okay that I'm feeling like this, like I'm doing something different than everyone else, but just because everyone else is doing it does not mean you need to be doing it, and not pressuring yourself into going to the 4-year school, because I just couldn't imagine like not wanting to go to a 4-year school, going to a 4-year school, and then just having to deal with the 4 years, all the money put down the drain. I just knew that I didn't care enough about school to put the money and energy into it. So that's why I'm going to county college, is because like for me this is the right speed. So like honestly, I just think that I wish that county college was more talked about and it was more given as an option. When I was in the school I went to for my ninth grade year, it wasn't really an option. And it's like if you weren't going to like an Ivy League, I won't name the school, but it's like you weren't doing good enough if you didn't go to like a nice school, a prestigious school. So I kind of had that idea in my back of my head. I had to go there, and county college wasn't good. It wasn't good enough. You're not, your degree's not really going to matter if you go to county college. But obviously, as I progressed, now it's like a degree is a degree, no matter where you get it from. And I just think that if school is not serving you, you should not go to college. Like if it's not a job where you need a degree, there's no point. The trades are doing so well right now. Like I think colleges can be such a scam if you're not going to be a doctor, a nurse, a lawyer, like anything that requires a degree, I think is definitely worth going to college. But if it's something where you're like, I don't know what I want to do, I want to own my own business, I don't think college is worth it. I think you get a lot of experience, a lot of life lessons and advice from experience. I've learned so much more through experience than I have at school, and I am so grateful to have those experiences. So at the end of the day, I just think knowing yourself and knowing that college maybe is something you can't handle or don't want to do is okay. And going to a county college to start is okay. And if you decide you want to go to a 4-year school, you have that option, you have that opportunity. But if you're like, honestly, F this, I just want to get my 2 years and I want to do this or do that or work my businesses, you should, because obviously you only live once, and college is such a small moment in your life. So even if you do go to a 4-year school and then you regret after, college is for 2 to 4 years of your life. Literally 2 to 4 years of your life, and then you have so much life ahead of you. You have so much opportunity ahead of you. So I think getting caught up in where you're going to school, getting caught up in what degree you're going to get, getting caught up in what your university name is so stupid, because at the end of the day, college is literally just 4 years of your life. At the end of the day, it does not matter where you really went to college, unless you're like trying to get a really, it's a certain job. Um, and I think that for me it was really hard to learn that this moment in my time is such a small portion. So if I'm going to a school that is county college and it's not the big 4 years, it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I'm still going to have a degree that I get to put on my resume. I still will have a degree I get to put and show that I put the effort and work in. So honestly, it really just doesn't matter where you go to college or school or anything, because it's 4 years of your life, 2 to 4 years of your life. And you have so much more ahead of you than college. And I think getting that out of my head of like, college isn't the end all be all. It's the beginning of your career. It's the beginning of the next stage of your life where you're progressing. You're getting out of high school and you're learning how to work in the real world. I think college is a good stepping stone, but it's not like that's not your path. That doesn't mean that, you're a failure or I don't know. I just think a lot of pressure is put on college and a lot of pressure is put on where you go to college. And I know I felt that. And then when I said I want to go to county college, I got just really like insecure and a little, I didn't really want to talk about it. Even now when I tell people where I'm going to school, sometimes they're like, oh yeah, it's so good you're saving money. Or it's like, oh, you're only getting an associate's degree, but you're never going to get a job just an associate's degree. You have to go for your bachelor's. There's such like a weird stigma around not having a bachelor's degree. And I've experienced it. Like I literally get told I'm not going to get a job by people. So learning that like people's opinions don't matter. Everyone's doing what works for themselves. Like my friends that go to the four-year schools, that works for them. I'm so happy. I love it for them. I love seeing them go out and have fun and have all these friends. And I like honestly, I'm so happy for them. But like, I just know that's not for me. And I think everyone's path is different in life. Everyone can handle certain things in life. And that's what makes it beautiful and unique is that you have people who are not going to go to college and they're going to start billion-dollar businesses. You're going to have people who go to the four-year school and they're going to start businesses. Everyone has a different path, and trying not and making sure you're not trying to fit into a box is the biggest advice I can give, and not trying to follow anyone else's path, because if I went and tried to follow anyone else's path around me, I would not be where I am now, because everyone's path is different. The way you're going to get there is different. There's only one of you and your brain is one of one. So the way you work and the way you think and the way you do things is so different than anyone else, any of your friends. So why would you try to like replicate their life if you're not if it's not going to be the same? Like you're, I don't know. I think I've learned that everyone has a path in life, and no matter what that path is, it is important to them, and you just need to do what's important for you, because at the end of the day you only live once, and you should not be living your life for anyone else but yourself. um and it took me a while to get to this point where I am not as embarrassed of where I go to school, and I don't really like care. I'm kind of like, okay, I'm getting my degree. I'm gonna graduate in a year. Like, I have one more semester, like a semester and a half left. Like, I'm almost there. So it's fine. We're good. We're chilling. Um, and I wish there was more people that talked about this, and I wish I had someone who I could have talked to about it and not felt so alone in the process of like living at home, or, going to a 2-year school. I don't know. I feel like it's a different vibe, and thankfully I'm almost done with school. We're so close. Um, and not comparing your path to anyone else's. Like, I'm getting an associate's degree in 2.5 years, not 2 years. And I used to kick myself for it, but it's like, hey, like for a semester, I did an internship and I took less classes. That's okay. Cause I was doing that worked for me. That's what I wanted to do at the time. So why beat myself up for choosing an opportunity over school? I did school still, but I got to do this really cool opportunity and like to have an internship and get the experience in the world. Um, so learning that my path is different than others. I'm not going to follow anyone else's path. I'm going to make my own path because I'm different. Is something that I feel like is a key takeaway for me. Of just like changing up where I wanted to go to school and changing up my path from everyone else's. Because at the end of the day, it's your life, and why waste it going to a school that you don't like? But I hope this episode, you got something out of it. It was more me just like yapping about college and how I guess my opinions on it are. But as I said, not saying you shouldn't go to 4-year school. If that works for you, it works for you. But I just want to do an episode trying to help other people who are having second doubts about it, have a space to come and open a conversation for that. If you want to see more solo episodes, let me know. Let me know in the comments what other videos I should do, or what other topics. I don't really know what I could talk about. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't feel like I could talk about a lot of things. This is something that I want to talk about, because I do get DMs, I get comments when I post videos about not going to a 4-year school. People being like, "Oh, I showed this to my daughter. Oh, like, I love this. Like, I told my niece about this, and I feel like, this would be a good like, it just things like that." And I wanted to open that conversation up a little more, because I think it's an important one. And I think nowadays, more doors are being open than just college. You have the trades, you have like VOTEX, people can get their degree while they're still in school. You have just different programs that make it better and give a different path for everyone, which I think is very beneficial. But if you like today's episode, follow the podcast. Please leave us a rating or review. It really does help. It takes you 60 seconds and it really does make a difference and help. We have an Instagram at the Jersey Girl Pod. Stay tuned for weekly episodes and videos. If this is your first one, welcome. Normally I have a guest on talking about their life and how they did their business, side hustle, whatever the case may be. And if you want to come on the podcast, you want to join the Jersey Girl family, then please shoot me a DM, an email, whatever, however you can find me. Shoot me something. I'm always chronically online, so I will see it. And I would love to have you on as a guest. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to me yap on the microphone. Love you all, and I'll see you guys next week.